It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Monday, the 24th of June. I'm Michael Groff. It's hot and steamy out there this morning. We've got a few showers and storms that developed earlier across the Northwest Valley, but otherwise just partly cloudy skies, and it just feels like we're in the monsoon soup out there today. Now, does that translate to any showers and storms? Well, we do have a chance at seeing some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain today. Will we see anything in the desert? What about the rest of the week? Any more monsoon activity on the table? We'll talk about all of that and everything else as we dive on in. First, the almanac from yesterday, 109 degrees the afternoon high, and it was muggy, especially with that morning low of 91. Yuck. Averages at 106 and 81. Outside now, just after 9 o'clock, partly cloudy. 99 degrees at Sky Harbor, but that's only half this story. And when you look at that dew point, yeah, it is pretty miserable out there. Dew point at 65. Feels pretty tropical. Relative humidity 33%. Wind from the north at 3, barometer steady. The upper level weather pattern across the nation right now features this big heat dome here over the southern plains, the southwest. And with that around, we've got kind of a southerly to southeasterly flow that's bringing in some moisture. And so that's why it feels like it does out there. But with the ridge being as close as it is and with more subsidence, we're not going to see a lot of shower and storm activity today. But we'll talk about the risks as we go through modeling here in just a moment. Still, just know it's going to be another hot, humid day across the southwest. The watch warning map, not just hot and humid here. Check out the southern and central plain states. You've got a number of heat advisories and excessive heat warnings, and that extends into parts of the southeast, Mississippi, and the Gulf Coast of Alabama and Florida. Heat advisories down there. Anytime you have those heat index values that could exceed 105 degrees, you'll see that. Now, for us, of course, it's going to be hot and it's going to be humid. Now, we're not technically in the National Weather Service criteria for an excessive heat warning, but just know we're right on the edge of that. Heat index values, when you factor in that humidity that we have out there this afternoon, heat index values will push above 110 degrees. Convective outlook for today, we've got the risk of severe storms for the upper Midwest. That's standard slight risk. The Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska. Not only could we see some strong, damaging straight-line winds and large hail, but some isolated tornadoes are not out of the question there. We've got a marginal risk of severe storms for parts of the Atlantic coast. And here in Arizona, we're in the green, thunderstorms possible. Now, that's true for most anywhere in the state, but again, they should be mainly confined to the higher terrain. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix generally at or under 1/10 of an inch. But elsewhere across the state, we could see 1/2 to 1 inch for the higher terrain. A few spots may see as much as 2 inches. And of course, whenever we show you this map this time of the year, what do I always say? Your amount will vary. Any thunderstorm like we saw last night, up around, this was about 10 or 11 o'clock last night in parts of Carefree, Cave Creek, Paradise Valley, we had some storms that put down anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain in short order. So that's always possible with any isolated storm. One neighborhood could get an inch. A mile over from there, you get nothing. That's how the monsoon works this time of the year. All right, let's figure out what's going on with this forecast. To do that, we explore the models. Here we go. GFS 06Z run valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure here across the southern plains and the southwest. Upper heights around 591, 592 decameters or so. Flow aloft is mostly south-southeasterly, albeit fairly light. And what that's going to mean for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, what you see is what you get. We'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms develop over the higher terrain. A few storms will try to make it into the lower deserts, but mitigating factors, light steering flow aloft. So storms that develop, wherever they develop, aren't going to move very quickly, and we're not going to see this propagation of showers and storms into the lower deserts because the atmosphere is fairly moist now. So outflow boundaries won't be as strong because the lower levels of the atmosphere are somewhat juiced up. So we won't have the strong wind threat that we've had the last few days, and that's not going to propagate these storms as much. Also, with lighter winds aloft, we won't see faster storm motions. So yeah, you could see where the storms do develop some locally heavy rain, though. Do keep that in mind. Also, with high pressure around as close as it is, and with upper heights up again between 591 to 594 decameters. We're going to see more of a capping inversion, some warmer air aloft, and that's going to prevent really big storms from developing. Still, I do believe there's at least a small chance we could get a storm in here tonight, but again, they will be fairly isolated in nature. Where they do happen, some gusty winds, some blowing dust, but mostly some locally heavy rain and lightning will be possible. But for most of us, I don't think we're going to see that this evening. Otherwise, high temperatures this afternoon, 105 to 110, and it will be muggy tonight. Same thing. Slight chance of an evening shower or storm. Overnight lows, low 80s to low 90s. It's going to be just a warm, sticky, gross kind of night. Then tomorrow, partly sunny and hot. Widely scattered showers and storms over the higher terrain. I just don't see them getting into the lower deserts. Could one or two happen around here? Yes. But I think our chances of precipitation tomorrow will be less. And again, high temperatures 106 to 110. It'll just be kind of muggy, kind of soupy. As we go through the rest of the week, we've got troughing coming into the Pacific Northwest. The heights around here may actually fall off a little bit, but the air actually could start to dry slightly. We could see slightly drier air, so that those two factors may offset one another. And afternoon highs will probably still be pretty close to 110 degrees for us. But still a few showers and storms over the higher terrain. I just think our chance of rain here in Phoenix is pretty low and not worth putting in the forecast for Wednesday. Same thing Thursday. Highs anywhere from about 105 to 111. With that slight chance of storms over the higher terrain, and that's going to hold for Friday. In fact, Friday looks pretty dry across the area, more of a southwesterly flow, and that should preclude a lot of shower and storm activity from developing. Now, as we go into the weekend, forecast uncertainty starts to grow because this trough over the Pacific Northwest will lift out. Now, some models indicate a follow-up disturbance. Some indicate high pressure building back across the southwest for better chances of storms. This run of the GFS is more of the former scenario than the latter, but we'll probably see the ridge try to build back in for at least a little bit of an increase in moisture once more. But the heat should still be with us. So we'll call it mostly sunny to partly cloudy with a slight chance of a late afternoon or evening shower or storm. High temperatures will still be very toasty, though. I'd say anywhere from about 109 to 113 around here for both Saturday and Sunday. That slight chance of storms, maybe a slightly better chance of storms on Sunday. Again, especially over the eastern mountains of the state. Going into next week, forecast uncertainty continues. This run of the GFS has troughing to the north. If that's right, chances of storms would be minimal around here. In fact, we could be drying out, and temperatures may actually lower a couple of degrees. This is the 1st of July, but yeah, temps may actually back off down below 110. I'd say anywhere from 103 to 107 if this is right. But again, there's a lot of uncertainty out here in the extended. A little bit more uncertainty than we're used to this time of year. Going out 10 days, this is Wednesday the 3rd. We got a pretty good ridge over the southeastern United States trying to build into the southwest U.S. Got another trough out there just off the Pacific Northwest coast. And again, we'll watch that. It just does not look like we're going to get a really robust, great monsoon setup. And again, this is what we've been talking about. It just does not. This could be a frustrating summer in the sense that we may not get these prolonged periods, these really great, longer periods of time where we see chances of showers and storms. Sometimes in the summer, we'll get that monsoon ridge. It'll set up for 3 weeks at a time, and we just have daily chances of storms. We may get brief windows of opportunity where the monsoon setup is just not all that favorable at any given time. And then it'll get interrupted by frequent storm systems moving over the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies to displace our ridge. But we'll see. You know, this is still, we're really early on, okay? We're not even into the month of July yet. So hopefully this is not how the entire summer is going to go. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. Now, again, this is where there's discrepancy in the models. The GFS and its ensemble members are fairly steadfast in a rather active pattern, particularly as we go out toward 7 to 10 days and beyond. The ensemble mean here is up around 3/4 of an inch of rain. European ensemble is less bullish, with the ensemble mean at about a quarter of an inch, and there are several members that show absolutely no rain over the next 2 weeks. So the possibilities are fairly wide-ranging, and there is always uncertainty in the monsoon, but there's a big split, as there has been for quite a while, between the GFS and the European and its ensemble members. Looking at temperatures off the national blend of models, hot is the bottom line. And if this is correct, if we take this at face value, we've been talking about this for a while, the month of June here in 2024 will go down as the hottest June ever here in Phoenix. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, suggestions. And if you really like what we do here, click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make those monetary contributions to us. And our PayPal address, groffshow@gmail.com. That is the PayPal address, groffshow@gmail.com on PayPal. Really could use your help monetarily. We had our air conditioner went out this past weekend. The fan motor went out. It cost $1,000 to fix that. So any contributions you guys can make to help us out, that would be greatly appreciated. It's just been the year. The hits have just kept on coming. Maybe we'll go through and one of these days we'll talk about it. All right. Anyway, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, always updating her blogs. We have guest blogs over there. There's all sorts of great information. Great stuff. Highly encourage you to check it out, sweetchildaz.com. and .org. All right. Also, our streaming station. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun with that. Check that out, too. Check out everything else, Michelle-related, Mike-related, just whatever. It's all down there in the description. So go ahead and take a look at all that. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. And you guys have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Monday.